Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most exciting topics for coin collectors and treasure hunters, the most valuable wheat pennies ever made so special. How much they're worth in today's market, and what you need to know to sell them successfully at auction. So let's get started. First up, the 1911 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a truly fascinating and historic piece of American coinage. Struck more than a century ago, this coin takes us back to the early years of the Lincoln Cent series and remains one of the most collectible coins among wheat penny enthusiasts. Even though this particular coin is in dirty condition with some scratches and visible wear, it still carries strong historical value and collector interest due to its age and origin. The 1911 Lincoln wheat penny was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which, as was tradition at that time, did not include a mint mark. The obverse, or front side of the coin, features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and became the first U.S. coin to feature the image of a real historical figure. Above Lincoln's head, the words "In God We Trust" appear clearly, with "Liberty" to the left and the date 1911 to the right. Even though your coin shows dirt, wear, and a few scratches, Lincoln's profile is still visible, showing the enduring quality of Brenner's design. When we turn the coin over, we see the classic wheat ears reverse, which gives the coin its popular nickname, the wheat penny. Two wheat stalks curve elegantly along each side of the reverse, framing the large, bold lettering that reads 1 cent and United States of America. Above the design is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. This design symbolizes both prosperity and unity, reflecting America's values during the early 20th century. Despite dirt and scratches, the wheat stalks and lettering can still be seen on your coin, a testament to the durability of its design. The 1911 wheat penny was produced in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint, where your coin was made, struck about 101 million pieces that year. This was a fairly large number for the time, which makes the 1911 without mint mark more common than its counterparts from Denver and San Francisco, both of which had much lower mintages. However, after more than 110 years, finding one in collectible condition is still an exciting discovery for any coin enthusiast. Your coin is in dirty condition, with some visible scratches and surface wear, meaning it spent many years in circulation before being set aside. Collectors often clean such coins gently, though professional collectors recommend leaving old coins in their natural state to preserve authenticity. The dirt and tone often add a unique look and historical charm, showing that this penny has truly lived through a century of American history. In terms of value, a 1911 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, in dirty and well-worn condition, typically sells for around 20 to 35 cents in today's collector market. In better grades like fine or very fine condition, it can be worth between 50 cents and $1. Coins in extra fine condition are valued around $2 to $3, and in uncirculated or mint state, they can reach prices between $10 and $25, depending on their color and surface quality. The brightest red uncirculated examples, certified by professional grading services, have even sold for more than $50 at auction. While your coin's value may be modest due to condition, its true worth lies in its historical significance. This penny was minted just 2 years after the Lincoln Cent series began and more than half a century before the wheat design was retired. It has survived 2 world wars, the Great Depression, and countless moments in history, still bearing the same image of Abraham Lincoln that Americans recognize today. Collectors of Lincoln Cents often cherish the early dates, like 1911, as they represent the beginning of one of the most beloved coin series in the United States. Each coin from that period connects us to a time when pennies could still buy something small but meaningful, and when every coin carried real copper value. The 1911 penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a rich brown tone that naturally darkens with age, something clearly seen in your coin's dirty surface and deep color. Even though your 1911 penny shows signs of wear and scratches, it remains a piece of American history that tells a story of endurance. Many collectors today start their collections with these early Lincoln cents because they combine beauty, history, and affordability. Having a century-old coin like this in your hands is like holding a small piece of the past, a reminder of how far the U.S. has come, both in design and history. In the modern collector market, early wheat pennies like the 1911 are always in demand. While heavily worn coins are valued mostly for history and sentiment, well-preserved or rare mint-mark versions can command much higher prices. Still, every 1911 penny, even in dirty or circulated condition, deserves appreciation for surviving more than 100 years of change. Next up, the 1944 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with the S mint mark is one of the most interesting and well-loved coins in American history. Struck during the final years of World War II, this small copper coin carries a story that connects everyday life on the home front to the global events that shaped the 1940s. Even though your coin is in fine condition with some scratches and light wear, it remains a piece of history that collectors continue to treasure. Turning the coin to the reverse side, we see the classic wheat ears design, which gives this coin its popular name, the wheat penny. The reverse design features two curved wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above the design is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. The wheat ears symbolize growth and prosperity, themes that resonated deeply with Americans during the war years. Though your coin shows some wear and light scratches, the wheat lines and central lettering remain strong and readable, an indication of the coin's careful preservation over time. CT 1944 S. Lincoln wheat penny has a unique place in U.S. coinage history. During the war in 1943, the mint made pennies from zinc-coated steel instead of copper, to save copper for military ammunition. But by 1944, the war effort had shifted, and the mint returned to using copper, this time recycled from spent shell casings collected from military training grounds. That's why many collectors call 1944 pennies shell case cents. These coins literally contain the metal from the war, making each one a symbolic reminder of America's resilience and resourcefulness during that time. The San Francisco Mint struck around 282 million wheat pennies in 1944. Although that's a large number, the S mint mark makes this version slightly scarcer than the Philadelphia issue, which had over 1 billion coins. As a result, collectors often include the 1944 S penny when building complete Lincoln cent sets by year and mint. Now let's talk about the value of this coin in today's market. Because your coin is in fine condition with some scratches, it holds a modest but steady collector value. In general, a 1944 S wheat penny in good to fine condition is worth between 10 and 20 cents. Coins in very fine condition can bring around 30 to 40 cents, while extra fine examples may reach 50 cents to $1. Uncirculated or mint state coins with original red luster can be valued anywhere from $3 to $10, depending on the quality of the strike and the shine of the copper surface. For comparison, high-grade examples that have been professionally graded and certified, especially those with a full red color and no marks, have sold for much higher prices. In top mint state grades like MS-67, the 1944 S wheat penny can reach $150 or more at auction. These rare, flawless coins are prized by advanced collectors who seek perfection in early Lincoln cents. Even though your coin shows wear and scratches, its historical and symbolic value remains strong. It represents a nation united in wartime, where even the smallest pieces of copper told a larger story of sacrifice and ingenuity. Holding this coin today, you are holding a real link to the 1940s, a time when America's economy, industry, and people came together for a common cause. For collectors, the 1944 S penny is an essential part of any Lincoln wheat cent collection. It marks the first year after the experimental steel cents of 1943, and every example, even circulated ones, holds a sense of significance. The rich brown or reddish tone of the copper, the small S mint mark, and the classic design all combine to make this a memorable and collectible piece. Your coin's fine condition means it has seen moderate circulation, but still retains solid detail. The scratches simply tell the story of its journey, perhaps passed through the hands of American workers, soldiers' families, or children saving pennies during the war. These coins were used in a time of rationing and rebuilding, and that history gives each one meaning beyond its face value. In today's market, the 1944 S Lincoln wheat penny, in fine condition with some scratches, typically trades for around 10 to 20 cents. While the value may not seem high, the coin's appeal lies in its history, design, and connection to a defining era in America's past. It remains an affordable and meaningful collectible for both beginner and seasoned numismatists alike. So, if you have a 1944 S wheat penny in your collection, take a moment to appreciate its background. It's not just a coin. It's a symbol of strength, history, and craftsmanship. The simple S mint mark tells you that it was made in San Francisco, a city that played a major role in wartime production and victory. Next up, the 1939 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark is a fascinating and collectible coin that carries with it a long journey through American history. Struck more than 80 years ago at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin represents the late years of the wheat penny design, which had already become one of the most familiar and beloved coin series in the United States. Even though your coin is in very fine condition with a few scratches and signs of age, it remains a valuable and beautiful reminder of America's past. Turning to the reverse, we see the iconic wheat ears design, which gives the coin its popular name, the wheat penny. The reverse design shows two curved stalks of wheat, framing the large words 1 cent and United States of America. At the top is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one, even with some light wear and scratches. The reverse design of your coin still shows good detail in the wheat lines and lettering, making it an attractive collectible piece. The 1939 wheat penny was struck in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number, around 316 million coins, making this version the most common among the 1939 issues. However, even with such a large montage, most of these coins have long since disappeared from circulation. Many were lost, damaged, or melted for their copper content over the years, which makes well-preserved examples more desirable today. Your coin's very fine condition means it circulated for a time, but was cared for enough to retain strong details on both sides. It shows honest wear from use, but not the heavy smoothing or flattening seen on lower-grade coins. The light scratches and dirt are natural for a coin that has survived so many decades of handling and storage. In this condition, it remains an excellent example for collectors who appreciate coins that balance age, affordability, and history. Now let's talk about the value of the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in today's coin market. A circulated example in good condition is generally worth around 5 to 10 cents, while coins in fine condition typically range between 10 and 15 cents. Your coin, being in very fine condition, can be worth around 20 to 30 cents, depending on eye appeal and color. Extra fine examples might sell for 40 to 50 cents, while uncirculated coins, those that have never been used, can bring anywhere from $1 to $3. In top mint state grades with brilliant red luster, values can reach $10 or more, and certified high-grade pieces have sold for even higher prices in the collector market. While these numbers may not seem high, the historical and sentimental value of a 1939 penny goes far beyond its price. This coin was minted just before the outbreak of World War II, during a time when America was recovering from the Great Depression and moving toward a new era of global change. Every 1939 penny that survives today serves as a small piece of that story, a relic of a time when the world was on the edge of transformation. Tutitum, coin's composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc gives it a warm brown or reddish tone, which has deepened naturally over time. Collectors often prefer coins with original toning like this, as it shows the coin's authenticity and age. The few scratches on your coin don't take away from its beauty. Instead, they highlight its long life and circulation history. Each mark could represent a moment in time. Perhaps a penny passed through the hands of workers, families, or children in the late 1930s and 1940s. For collectors, the 1939 wheat penny is a wonderful piece to include in a Lincoln cent set, especially one focused on pre-war years. It is affordable, available in various grades, and easy to appreciate. It also bridges two important eras of U.S. history, the Great Depression years and the wartime 1940s, making it a symbol of strength, recovery, and continuity. Your coin, in very fine condition, remains a desirable example for beginning and intermediate collectors alike. It might not hold high monetary value, but it carries deep historical worth, connecting the present to the past through the enduring image of Abraham Lincoln. Coins like these remind us that money was once made to last, not just in material, but in meaning. In today's market, your 1939 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, in very fine condition and with some light scratches, is estimated to be worth around 20 to 30 cents. While not rare, it's still a cherished collectible that tells a timeless story. Next up, the 1946 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark is a classic piece of American coinage that continues to fascinate collectors and history lovers alike. Struck more than 70 years ago at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin represents a post-war era of optimism and rebuilding in the United States. Even though your coin is in fine condition with some scratches and signs of circulation, it still holds both historical and collectible value in today's market. Turning to the reverse side, we find the familiar wheat ears design that gives the Lincoln wheat penny its name. Two stylized stalks of wheat curve gracefully along each side, framing the large central inscription, 1 cent and United States of America. At the top, the Latin phrase a pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, is clearly seen. Your coin shows mild wear across the wheat stalks and lettering, but the major details are still bold and attractive, which is typical of a fine condition coin that has seen years of honest use in circulation. The 1946 Lincoln penny was part of the first full year of production after World War II ended. During the war years from 1942 to 1945, the U.S. Mint made changes to the coin's metal composition due to copper shortages. In 1943, for example, pennies were made from zinc-coated steel instead of copper. But by 1946, the Mint returned to the familiar bronze composition, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which gives the coin its warm reddish-brown tone. Your coin's color may have darkened slightly over time due to natural oxidation, and its few scratches simply show its age and long journey through circulation. In 1946, the Philadelphia Mint produced an enormous 991 million wheat pennies, nearly 1 billion coins, making it one of the most common dates of the wheat cent series. Even though the mintage was high, Finding coins in good collectible condition today still brings joy to hobbyists, especially when they retain strong detail and a pleasant natural color. Many 1946 pennies were melted, worn down, or lost over the decades. So examples in fine or better condition remain attractive to collectors who enjoy affordable pieces of history. Now, let's talk about value. The 1946 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark is not considered rare, but its worth depends heavily on condition and appearance. In good condition, these coins usually sell for around 5 to 10 cents. In fine condition, like your coin, the value rises to around 10 to 15 cents, depending on eye appeal and the extent of wear. In very fine and extra fine grades, values can reach 20 to 30 cents. Coins in uncirculated condition, especially those with original red color and full luster, can be worth $100 to $300 or more. Exceptionally preserved examples graded by professional services can fetch even higher prices among collectors seeking top-quality pieces. Although this coin may not carry high monetary value, its historical significance is remarkable. The 1946 penny represents the first step back into peacetime production after World War II, a time when the United States was emerging as a global power, and the economy was shifting from wartime to domestic growth. Millions of Americans carried these coins in their pockets during those hopeful years, buying everyday goods, paying for public transportation, or saving them in small jars for the future. Every scratch and worn surface on your coin tells part of that story, a quiet testimony to the hands it passed through and the times it witnessed. Collectors value the 1946 wheat penny not only for its copper content and vintage charm, but also because it marks a historical transition period in American coinage. It's a great coin for beginners to start with since it's affordable, easy to find, and visually appealing. For more advanced collectors, it serves as a reminder of how even common coins can carry deep meaning and represent important chapters in U.S. history. Your coin, with its fine detail, natural brown tone, and light scratches, stands as a genuine survivor of its time. While its market value today is around 10 to 15 cents, the true worth lies in its connection to history and the story it continues to tell. From the moment it was minted in 1946 to the present day, this simple copper penny has journeyed through decades of change, and now rests as a proud collectible for anyone who appreciates America's enduring heritage. Next up, the 1950 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with an S mint mark is a beautiful reminder of America's mid-20th century coinage and the lasting legacy of Abraham Lincoln's image on U.S. currency. Struck at the San Francisco Mint, this coin carries both historical and collectible value, especially when found in extra-fine condition like yours. Even with a few scratches and light signs of age, your 1950 S. Lincoln wheat penny stands as a proud example of the enduring design that defined an entire era of American small change. Because your coin is in extra-fine condition, much of Lincoln's hair detail, facial lines, and clothing folds remain crisp and distinct. The high points may show only light wear, which adds character without detracting from its overall sharpness. The surface may show some minor scratches from handling, but overall, it retains an appealing look with a natural copper-brown tone that collectors appreciate. Turning to the reverse side, we see the famous wheat ears design, which gives this series its popular name, the wheat penny. Two tall stalks of wheat curve along both sides of the coin, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above that is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. On your coin, the details of the wheat lines remain clear and bold, showing that it circulated only lightly before being set aside. This condition reflects the care it received over time, making it an attractive collectible for any coin enthusiast. The 1950 S. Lincoln penny was struck during a time of economic growth and optimism in the United States. The San Francisco Mint produced just over 118 million of these coins, which is fewer than the massive Philadelphia Mint output of that year. While not rare, the 1950 penny is considered one of the more interesting post-war wheat cents because of its strong strike quality and pleasing luster when found in higher grades. Collectors often favor coins from the San Francisco Mint because they tend to have slightly better craftsmanship and distinctive color tones. Compared to those from other mints, your coin's extra fine condition puts it in a desirable range for collectors who prefer coins with visible detail and original character without the high cost of uncirculated pieces. Light circulation wear gives it a touch of history while preserving its design beauty. The small scratches and minor discolorations are typical for a coin that has survived over 7 decades, adding authenticity and charm to its appearance. Now let's talk about value in today's coin market. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a common but collectible coin. In good condition, it usually sells for around 5 to 10 cents. In fine condition, the value goes up slightly to about 10 to 15 cents. Coins in very fine condition can be worth 20 to 25 cents, while those in extra fine condition, like yours, typically range from 30 to 40 cents depending on color, surface appeal, and level of detail. In uncirculated condition, values rise more significantly, ranging from $1 to $3 for brown coins, $5 to $8 for red-brown examples, and up to $10 or more for bright red specimens with original mint luster. Certified high-grade coins have even sold for over $50 in professional auctions, showing how quality makes a major difference in collector pricing. While the 1950 penny may not be rare in numbers, its historical importance gives it a deeper appeal. It was minted at a time when America was entering a new decade of prosperity after the challenges of World War II. These coins circulated in an era of change, the rise of television, suburban expansion, and the growth of the middle class. Each penny from this period carries a piece of that post-war American story, representing a time when even a single cent could buy something meaningful. The composition of this coin, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, gives it its signature reddish-brown tone. Over time, oxidation naturally darkens the color, and that rich patina is now part of its charm. Many collectors prefer the natural aged look of these wheat cents, especially when the details remain clear and the color has developed evenly. Your 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny, in extra fine condition with some small scratches, is a great collectible coin that bridges affordability and history. It's not only a piece of numismatic art, but also a reminder of America's resilience and progress through the 20th century. Even though its market value today is around 30 to 40 cents, it remains a treasured find for anyone building a complete Lincoln cent collection or simply appreciating the craftsmanship of classic U.S. coinage. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy exploring the stories and values of vintage U.S. coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Every coin has a story, and your 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny continues to tell a piece of America's history. 1 cent at a time.